Aha, I got it back. Watch out. All right. Get set up here and then can you see that okay? All good to go.
Yep.
Obviously, we have the ability to set macro tracking up in the apps. And I have most of my guys are have this set up. Do I get um, too worried about if they hit specifics? As long as some of them are close enough, we're good enough. Again, it goes back to the 80% rule. But it's more detail. Obviously, nutrition is going to drive performance, energy, long-term health. Food is more than just a calorie. It's your ability to perform, really. Um, again, you don't put gasoline in a jet engine. You wouldn't do that very long, but that's the same kind of thought process with nutrition. So, without a plan, results are random. And then when we get into macronutrients, all it is it's that fancy catchphrase that flies around the nutrition and fitness world. It's just a breakdown of protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Obviously, protein are there to help repair and build muscle, support metabolism. Carbohydrates, primary energy source because they break down quick, body and brain, and then the fats, hormonal balance, brain function, long-term energy. So that kind of just gives you a generic look into the macronutrients themselves. I would say, hey, and they are different calories. So fat is a different calorie. That's going to give you all that information. I'm not going to get into that anyway. That's another. We have the technology to pull that stuff out, so it's easier to track. So common problems without macro plans or following some type of plan or documentation is we typically are going to overeat carbohydrates and fats. It's just easier to consume. They're more yummy, and you break them down faster, so you're going to get hungry and wash, rinse, repeat. So a lot of times guys will undereat and gals will undereat protein. Both. I see it on both sides when I coach individuals. And then what happens with that is we have inconsistent energy levels, frustration if you're trying to follow something or trying to get a specific result. And a lot of times things stall out because we're not getting enough data points to keep the needle moving forward. With that said, macro counting or being aware of where your macros are at, you can manipulate a lot of different things. So fat loss, muscle gain, and maintenance phases all can be programmed within macro tracking. It's going to help us get data points for ensuring that you're taking enough protein to support lean muscle and really get your body into a fat burning state. Balances energy and prevents that spike and dip in insulin response. So the energy component, and then it creates flexibility. The cool part about it, when you track the macros, you can manipulate those to fit in if you have a big event coming up, or if you are going to have a cocktail, or if you're going to have dessert, you can stay within your macros and still move the needle. Now, does that become harder for individuals? Yes, because you have to plan for it. You have to be a little bit more disciplined in that setting. But you can stay within your macros and go outside of, hey, I typically don't eat this or consume this and still get the needle to move forward. You guys have heard us talk about this a lot. Obviously, I'm going to break down each of these macronutrients really quick. Protein boosts metabolism, burns more calories to digest, prevents muscle, and helps with the body to utilize fat as a fuel source. Increases your ability to tamp down the hunger response, stabilizes blood sugar. Again, goals on that 1 gram, 2 grams, depends on individual. Per pound of body weight can go higher, can go a little bit lower. Again, depends on goals. And then when we roll over into carbohydrates, it's going to be the main fuel for energy source, workouts, daily activities, supports recovery, mental focus. Best sources are going to be whole foods, fruits, veggies, whole grains, uh, preferably a little bit higher in fiber as well, so you can get both of them in at once. So, and then you can adjust intake based upon activity level. Again, the cool part about this app we're bringing in. we can start manipulating your macros based upon your activity level. So the days you lift, your macros may be higher, so your calorie intake and protein, or your carb, we may be able to push your carb up higher on days you lift. Days you don't lift, we can pull that lower. So that way we can manipulate how many calories you consume within a 7 day period based upon your activity level. So it's a little bit more specific coaching, and we're going to have the ability to manipulate individually on each client. So and then fats is going to be essential for hormone health, testosterone, estrogen, cortisol response. It's a really big supporter of brain and central nervous system. The essential fatty acids, the fish oil is very important to consume as a supplementation because typically we don't consume enough. Again, omega-3 fatty acids are going to be the ones you go after. And it keeps you satisfied between meals, focus on quality, olive oils, avocados, nuts, fatty fish, and or essential omega 3s. So you can take that, and most of us will take that in supplementation format because we just don't get enough in. The macro plan depends on individual, and this is where we individualize it within your guys' app based upon your specific goals. If it's a fat loss, a maintenance, or a muscle gain, because we can manipulate between the three of those, and we would manipulate those individual macros based upon what your goal is and your activity level. So we set this all up with most individuals in the app, the calorie target, protein, carbs, fats. We'll set those ratios. A lot of the guys that I work with, what I do is I will push the ratio of protein up to 40%. Sometimes I'll start it at more of a balanced, and then I'll push it up because it may feel overwhelming if somebody's not been aware of how much protein they're taking, and then all of a sudden they feel like that's all they have to do is eat protein, which is not a bad thing, but it can be, a little bit overwhelming or a little bit harder for individuals to make those changes right off. So balanced carbs, fats around activities and preferences. Again, it goes back to goals and what your days look like. And then data points are tracking. The more data we can get in, the closer. Is it going to be 100% accurate? No. If we can get close enough, again, 80%, we're going to get the needle to move because most tracking devices are not going to give us 100% accuracy. It just doesn't work that way, but they're close enough. So these are just examples of if we had you in a certain phase. So again, fat loss phase, higher protein, moderate carbs, moderate fats. A lot of times what you'll see with that as well is the fats may push up a little bit higher just based upon the protein intake. Anytime the protein goes up, the fat goes up. That's not a big concern of ours. I know a lot of clients ask about that. Typically, that's not a problem. Um, Maintenance, it's going to be a balance. That's going to be more of the 40, 30, 30. So more of a balanced ratio of carbs, proteins, fats. And you can manipulate that, depending on what you have going on personally. And then muscle gain, what we have to do with this, we'll keep our protein high. And to get our calorie count up, what we'll do is we'll manipulate your carbohydrates some. So we'll push your carbohydrates up a little bit to have excess. Because anytime we put muscle mass on or go through any type of muscle gaining phase, we have to have some type of surplus in some format. Otherwise, we're going to always be break even. Uh, Now, you can put some muscle on and stay lean. It just takes longer. It's a longer process. Now, obviously, when you go through a muscle gaining phase, we want you to stay as lean as possible because we don't want to just put a lot of body fat on during that phase. But when you're in that phase, you do have to have some surplus in calories. So why does macros matter? It gives us more information so we can manipulate what phase you're in. If we need to put you in a maintenance phase, a fat loss phase, and or a muscle building phase. It's going to be sustainable for long term because once you understand some of these concepts we're coaching, it becomes easy and more of a habit that you do on a regular basis. Uh, you teaches you portion awareness and food quality. Those are components that we want you to have the ability to make better decisions on your own, but we're here to guide you and make that part of what you do. prevents the yo-yo diet cycles, and then builds, confidence and control. Because ultimately, you do have the control. We're just giving you the tools to be successful. So I know I sped through that, but macros, it's the nuts and bolts of the nutritional component to get specific results. And there's a lot of different ways you can manipulate macro intake to specific individuals. Again, we try to keep this simple as possible. We don't try to make it too confusing, but there's just ways that we can manipulate this ratio to get your body to do certain things, as long as you're doing the other things as well, the foundational components, stress management, sleep, movement, okay, the workouts. This is just one of the key components that we had to put together as a puzzle to get the end result that you guys desire. So, with that said, I'm going to jump. I'll open it up. Rick, do you have any questions so far?
I got two questions that have
Yeah,
been circling around in my mind. Okay.
yeah,
So, talking about macros, protein specifically, I've really been working on that. One of the things I'm working on right now is incorporating a little more variety in my protein sources so I don't get burnt out on the foods I'm eating. On the app, I think that pork has a really good protein density.
hmm.
Like I looked on the app, it said like 3 ounces of pork, and I'm like, how the hell's my protein up so high today? And I looked, I'm like, I ate two pork chops.
Yeah.
Is that right? Am I reading that right? Like pork is pretty high with protein?
Yep, for the ratio breakdown for grams of protein. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And you're going to have different levels. So I could probably pull that document. I've seen it before where they break it down like, hey, steaks here per gram, pork or beef, or I should say beef, pork, chicken, turkey. They do have a level of density fish. I could pull that information and share it. I mean, it's kind of intriguing to look at it from that perspective. And then obviously
Yeah.
you have, dairy products as well, like eggs and so forth and so on. It goes down. But
I'm
that would
just like
be,
associating it now
yeah.
differently than what I would before I was tracking it. Like the other day, Aaron and I joked with Tony about this. I was somewhere in public and they asked me if I wanted a roll. And I was like, "Oh, I don't want any carbs, thank you." And I'm like, "Shit, I should have said like a roll, but like my brain just called it the macro."
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny. I call it
Yeah.
carbs. No, I'm okay. No carbs today. My other question I have though, Tony, is I had it the other day. I hit my protein goal and it's like 7:30 at night and I'm like, no more food. Like I really need to shut it down about like 7:45, 8. Like I'm hungry. I'm
Mm,
still like wanting food. It was the day I worked out.
yeah.
I'm like, maybe I should eat another 25 or 30 grams of protein. Like if
Yeah.
my body's calling for it, you think I should just go for it even if I'm already at my target?
Yeah, and you'll be fine where you're at currently in your journey. Like I said, you've already dropped some weight off of you, and you didn't have a ton to drop off. What your body's doing is you're putting a lot of stress on the body with the workouts, and your metabolic process is starting to kick up higher. So you will have a metabolic response anytime you incorporate resistance training. So yeah, you will be fine if you pull in some more protein at the end of the night to make sure you feel satisfied. Now, you just don't
Okay.
want to overdo it. You don't want to you don't want to take in like 400 calories there at the end. Make sure it's like 120 to under 200, and you'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no, it'll make and it may help you sleep because we talked about that because sometimes if you have that really hard hunger response the day you lift and you're under calories, sometimes it can affect your deep sleep. They recommended a combination of a carb and a protein.
Okay.
So the research
Thanks.
that yeah. So yeah, it's not going to hurt you because I think what we our next step with you is kind of get you a percentage of body fat done and kind of get us a baseline there because what we'll see is your scale weight's going to stop and it may start going up because we're in a full month of resistance training. So your lean tissue is going to start pushing up some, which you're showing me the guns the other day anyway. So,
I've really enjoyed this program. I've had a great time.
cool. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, those are great questions. And I will get a document that I think that would be intriguing to see, show you guys the breakdown of percentage of grams of protein based upon the source. I've seen those before. I'll print one out and I'll share it with everybody on here.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's always the lean red meat is going to
Mhm.
be at the top of the list. So like you think about your filet or your New York strip, then you work down from what is it? Is it chicken, then pork, then fish is kind of the hierarchy of how
What
it
if
goes.
turkey's in there too?
Or
I
tur
think I
yeah,
think
yeah,
I think fish.
yeah.
Yeah, fish may be closer to the bottom, but the fat content obviously in fish is higher, but it's actually a better
It
fat
takes
content.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah, from a grams or ounce, if you wanted to compare it,
yeah.
it's always going to be like your red meat is higher, but obviously then you want to stay on a leaner. But again, it's all the balance of everything. And I think too, it's never to make that carbs are the devil
Mm-mm.
because especially if you're working out, especially when your goals start changing, that maybe fat loss isn't 100% what we're after. Making sure that you do get carbs. I mean, I talk with women all the time, like when they're close to their cycle, how we want to increase our carbohydrates. But when we think about it, we want to think about carbs such as veggies, fruits, and then your brown rice, quinoa, and trying to stay away from so many of the white type breads. And again, it's not to say that you can't. I mean, I enjoy a good old slice of sourdough bread like nobody's business. And, having it first thing in the morning is, I think, super helpful for me. But it's more about knowing, okay, here's my protein source, here's my, veggie on my plate, and then kind of building out your day around that and not being so anti-carb, but it's just our diets are filled with carbs, I think is more where we come from.
Okay. So what I'm going to jump into now is, can you still see my screen?
It's stuck on something.
Okay. Stop share. I'm gonna hit it again. I'm gonna change it.
Because are
Um,
you going to take us through the
yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over and um, did it pull through?
so we
No.
can see all of your screens, your trainer eyes is at the top.
Can you
There
see
you
the
go.
trainer eyes? It's the main one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is
Uh-huh.
my dummy. This is my dummy account they set up for me. Um, I'm just going to show you what came through to everyone. Not everyone, because we're going to kick this off to some clients. Rick, this came through to you. So let me find it here. And it's from Aaron. It's just how the software is set up. It's going to be a document like this. It says mill logging instructions, and it's going to have your name on it. And then once you click on that, it's going to pull up this document. And again, you want to do this from your phone. You can see that too.
Yep.
Okay,
See
and it
it.
gives you instructions of what to do. So once you're on in your app, you click on those instructions and you click on this link. It's going to pull it up to a different software that is going to integrate with Trainerize. And here it is. So what you'll do here is you'll upload your photo. Maybe you have a saved photo. Again, this is great for people who, Rick gets caught in times where he's going to be motoring through his day. He can take a couple pictures of his food, come back when he has a little downtime, click this, upload it, and it'll give him a breakdown of each meal or each food source that he had taken a photo of. It's going to give you a breakdown, and I'll jump back over here because it'll show you, because I did it right here with this picture. It's going to give you this information, food analysis, and it gives a breakdown of what it is. Estimation, again, is it going to be 100% accurate? Maybe not, but if we get it close enough, we're going to be good enough. So then it gives you nutritional breakdown. It's going to give you grams of protein, carbs, and fats, total calories. And then it kind of gives you just a description across here. Okay. Um, there's a couple other steps, which I'm going to kick over to a video to show you guys how to log it in. I have this video saved. I sent it to most people because again, there's a learning curve for this, but once you have it, you'll be able to wash, rinse, repeat, and upload your food very, very, very quickly. Now, we will set up, if we haven't set up macro tracking inside of the app, we will set that up for you based upon your goals. And then what it will do, this software will allow you to data entry this fairly quickly, and it will put it in your total. I'll show you over here. Um, I don't have anything. I'll have to go back a couple days, but it will go into um, your total breakdown, uh, which I would have to go back. So let me play this video real quick because it's going to give you a better snapshot of how it looks from the app side. Can you see that?
You're perfect.
Okay. Get her playing. I thought it was going to start playing right off. Oh, this is the wrong one. It's the wrong one. I apologize. I have two of them. Let me get the other one. Where did that go? Look at me. Grab the wrong video. Find it. Gotta find my YouTube account again.
Let's just type in YouTube.
Yeah, I shut the whole thing. Didn't mean to. That's probably another video for you guys to. I know a couple of you guys have had some issues with that you're finding the resources in the app. Well, that video, which I can share that over to, it shows you um, how to get inside. Let's expand this and start playing it. Oh, I can't get back to my account here.
Is it a short?
Yeah, it automatically puts it in short because it's a small video, and I apologize. Let me. All right. Can you guys still see that? No. You
Yeah, we
guys,
can see
okay.
it
I
from
didn't
here.
know if it was still shared, so I apologize.
The only thing is we can't hear it. Can
Okay,
you?
you can't? Can you not hear it at
No,
all?
because you've got headphones in, so I'm wondering if that.
Oh, let me pull it. See it.
It's going to come from Aaron. Mill
No.
logging instructions.
Can you hear
So
it?
it's going to have your name on it. So you go and click on it. It'll pull it up here, tell you how to do it. Okay. So click on the link, open. Then photo, where you take the picture. Scroll here, analyze. It's going to give me a breakdown of the picture. Is it perfect? No, but it's going to get us close enough. If we're close enough, again, we can move that needle forward. Again, it's telling you, oh, here it is. It's kicking over. See it all come over. So let's go back over here. Done. And here it is. Here's the breakdown, the picture, the analysis, the egg, calories, estimation, all what it is. Here it is. And here's how it labels. It's called high protein chicken and egg. That's how it labeled it because it just took the picture. Okay. So we're all good from here. Now we got to go log it. I'll show you how easy that is. Okay. This, go back to my logging. Boom. So let's log it here. The mill. You skip this because we're not going to take the photo. We're going to go up here to custom. Boom. There it is. High protein chicken and egg. Add. Review. Where do you want it? It's breakfast. Okay. And then we're going to hit log. Boom. It's in there. Okay. Details. Here's where we're at. Pretty simple. Okay. And then once you guys get used to doing this, I'll show you where it's at. It's always going to be stored in your app. So if we go here, come up and click these dots up here. Let's read and we're going to click it. Sorry. Info. No logging. It's always going to be recent file. Okay. Then we're back into it. So how to find it is here. Hit your thing, info. It's going to save the file up here. I did it a bunch of times because I was practicing, but boom, and back in it, and you can do it again. So if you have any other questions, we're going to dump a couple of resources with this.
All right. Did you get that okay?
Yeah, I got to ask. So the three dots, I was wondering that. How did you find the three dots again?
It's he didn't mean to click on the three
Yeah.
dots. It was the info.
It
So
was
there's
the info. It's a little like question or the one right beside the three dots is the one that I meant to click.
when
Gotcha.
And
when
that's
you're
where yeah, that's where all the documents are saved, and that will be saved in there.
Where is so what screen do I need to be on when I'm on the Trainer Eyes app
in the
to get
messages. So go to your message like that you're
oh,
messaging Tony back and forth.
got it. There it is. Okay, I see
Yeah.
it. Sweet. And every
Yep.
time I just hit that, it takes me straight to the AI thing. Cool.
Yep.
Gotcha. Cool. Thanks, guys. This is clever.
So,
Yeah.
so the whole point, and so we will turn this feature on for clients that this will be helpful. AI is never ever going to replace the coaching and support that you would get from Tony and I, or eventually when we hire coaches as well. And so the important thing with this is speed. So clients who choose to adopt this and want to use it, it is not a have to. This is a feature that does not have to be turned on to each client, but what we want is the accuracy, and then we also want the speed in which that you can upload your picture. You don't have to poke around in the app trying to figure out all the grams, all the ounces, this, that, and the other. But it actually gives you the actual feedback saying, hey, this meal is balanced, it has X, Y, and Z, or it's actually going to give you, hey, here's what you would want to do differently. We've seen just different photos of food that have been pulled in, and maybe let's just use, a classic going to a Mexican restaurant. You get two enchiladas, the beans, the rice, and all of a sudden that plate, glorious as it is 1,500 calories. Well, for myself personally, that is a whole day of my caloric intake, and it is absolutely not going to hit my macros. The cool thing about this is you could upload that picture and it would actually give you that feedback, or it would actually give you, here's what to do instead, or here's how you can navigate. And that's what we were looking for is number one, speed. And then number two, accuracy of well, those two really go hand in hand, of being able to help someone in that moment know, hey, what should I do with this meal?
Yeah. And I'm in the process of adding some more AI features to help you guys with support. And one of them you guys have access to, and I'm going to show you here, is really cool. Is if you do this backslash meal help and type in anything around food, like if you didn't get a picture, so hey, what is 5 eggs? And I type this in, it's going to give me a breakdown, an estimation of what 5 eggs calorie breakdown is. So you have to be detailed, right? So, 3 pieces of large, or 3 slices of large pizza, pepperoni, blah, blah, blah. It will give you an estimation of that. So it's going to be backslash meal help, and then you just describe. The cool part about this, also, I tried this the other day because I've been playing around with this. I had one, I had documented multiple meals, and I asked meal help, how many more calories or what type of meal will I need to consume to hit my macro goals based upon what I've consumed today? And it gave me a specific meal to hit my macro goals to finish out my day. So just think of it. one step ahead. Now, obviously, you guys probably have planned, but if you get in a pinch, never hesitate to use the technology to help guide you, and it can help you keep staying in between the guardrails, right? So, because it will give you that information based upon your specific goals, which is really cool.
I think it's cool. I
Yeah.
think too, also, this is not a feature that everyone has turned on. I think, Tony, for the most part, you have a lot of your clients with it, but we can add in recipes where they're going to be pulled in at your macro-friendly and calorie-friendly ratios. But what's really cool is you can swap out the breakfast, for example. Then once you get your 7 days set, you can actually then download a grocery list. So I know that that has been helpful for certain clients, but I don't know that all clients know that that actually is available. It's under the knife and fork icon if we have that feature turned on for you personally. And we can, everything, the coolest part about our app is everything can be customized to you personally, the things that are on your dashboard. We can change your macros. With this addition of AI and software, we can actually manipulate your macros and calories based on your workout that day, based on your activity for that day, which was something that we couldn't do before. And so that's where some of this stuff has just gone next level, which we were very thankful because we keep looking for different ways to make the app more customized, better. What else can we do for clients that's just going to help along the journey?
Yeah, and there's some data points that this software gives us as coaches that allows us to get a better snapshot of what you're doing, and it rates that. I'll show you guys some of this once I get it up and running. I've been playing around with it in the backside. One other thing we will turn on, I just got to fine tune, is going to be a help option. And anytime that you have a question, um, that maybe it's about nutrition, maybe it's about, hey, how do I get my next high protein meal? There's going to be a help option where you type in help and then explain what you're looking for. And again, it's going to be a part of our AI package that we have on this, and it will give you feedback based upon that information. So I haven't turned that on. I need to play around with it a little bit, and I need to train it a little bit to be more like us, that how we answer things, how we communicate. But it's going to be a help option. Just if you feel like you're in a pinch, you can use it. But obviously, we're still going to be here because we will get that information. It sends us that information based upon what you guys are asking. So the platform we have is just great because it allows us to scale and be more present with your information, because the app was a little bit bulky on our side to try to coach. Now it's going to put everything in one place in a communication pattern. One other thing that we are going to work on and activate is a weekly check-in that's going to be sent through the app, and it's just a feedback component. I'm still working on that. Again, I'm hoping to get that up and running here in the next week or two, but we'll test it on you guys. It'll be a good feature, and it comes right back to us, and that way we can do some Loom videos and things of that nature for you guys if we're seeing some stuff that needs changed right off. So good stuff. Play around with it if you can. Give us feedback. Questions are always good, because that way we can kind of fine tune everything and make sure that we're giving you the support you need.
I like it. Thank you guys so much for this. This is good. I
Yep.
noticed there's like a little tag there where it like low nutrition compliance. I'm like, I wonder what my profile says.
Hey,
That's
so
funny.
when I told you it rates you guys out, you are in the top four.
But just so you
Oh,
know, my
that's
clients are top three. So just had to put that out there. The
Yeah.
women's are winning.
oh,
I am
that's awesome.
competitive at all.
So
I
I
love
gotta
it.
get my guys to document more.
Well, it's like controlling the controllables. Aaron, what I was talking to Tony about, I've noticed if I don't get my steps in early in the morning, it's going to be a problem for me. And he said, you know what, Aaron's the same way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So just like recognizing daily patterns. But I love it though. I mean, at its core, from where I was at 5 weeks ago, I've been able to really be observant about this stuff. It's been
Yeah.
great.
I know it's amazing the awareness. Like I think for a lot of clients, it's the awareness of like especially in the sea in the world of weight loss, health, there's so much information. And when we can break this down and make it super simple, like, I mean, even myself, like this morning is a non-workout day for me. If I don't get up and go beat the pavement, I will get maybe 3,000, 4,000 steps now that I don't leave this this area. And it's just wild because if I don't intentionally do things, I would never hit my steps at all. So I'm glad it's brought to your awareness and it's like, okay, how do I make it happen? Right? Like that's the big thing.
100%. Well, thank you guys for this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem. Keep getting after it.
yep, and hopefully it simplifies the process of tracking. That's the whole concept for you guys. I know you guys are busy, and if we can make it easier for you guys to get those data points in, it's a win-win.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to take just a second. So if everyone just, keep an open mind, but share with us, hey, I'm not getting it. I'm clunking around. It's not working for me. All good. We have broke this, put it back together. And it's amazing. It's like three dots, the little I. What do you mean? Where's that? Like, just share with us anything that you're feeling because obviously we want to make this easy. We don't want to make this hard. Life's hard enough, right? Like it's let's make this part be simple, and that's really what we're after, but we can also appreciate its change, and so implementing change isn't always the easiest thing. So just hit us up. We're here to help. Cool, cool.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Yep, appreciate it. Let us know.
See you.
All right, see you later.